Number 12 on the year. He has a 6-game hitting streak. Howard in the cleanup spot. Ibanez, Worth, Dobbs playing third base tonight with Ruiz catching. And Bastardo makes his major league debut on the mound.
Jake Peavy on the mound. He has won 3 straight, and they come in bunches. Last time out, 6 1/3, 4 runs, but he did get the victory. That is the bottom line. A tough lineup, this Philadelphia Philly team.
We are set to go. Jimmy Rollins in the batter's box, and the first pitch of the evening is down low for ball 1. A comfortable 67 degrees at game time tonight. And get started right on time at 7:05. Rollins sends it foul down the left field side. And Peavy comes in making his 12th start. Couple of hits last night for Jimmy Rollins, also involved in that defensive play at second base in the 9th inning last night. That play has certainly spurred a lot of talk post game, hasn't it?
Sure has. I think the Phillies may have caught a break. Everybody I talked to said that he pulled the old Kent Herbeck
out into center field, and Tony Gwynn waiting on it, and that's the way this game begins. There's the Friars defense. They're strong, and then there's Army strong. Find out more at GoArmy.com. Hairston, Gwynn, and Giles in the outfield. Blanco has been the starting catcher for all of Peavy's 12 starts now, and he has played errorless baseball this year. Gold glove caliber. I'll spit it out. Gold glove caliber type catcher still.
I know exactly where you're going. He does a fine job calling the game, blocking balls, throwing the baseball to second base. He's one of those catchers to where I fall in the category as a pitcher. You feel very comfortable out there with the way he calls the game.
Victorino takes off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 hits last night for Victorino, and a couple of runs batted in. 3-0. Kuzmanov in at the edge of the grass at third base. And taking all the way, Victorino looks at a strike.
I can tell you one thing. There are people in that Philly dugout. There are Philly fans here in the stands that would love to have this guy on their pitching staff in the rotation for the Phillies. That is something they're trying. Oh, there's the old school T-shirt.
Bringing back the days of Steve Carlton. Well, Victorino walks on 5 pitches. He's aboard with 1 out.
Of course, Jake Peavy's a guy who would like, I guess every team in baseball would love to have him in their rotation.
No doubt. And listening to Charlie Manuel, the Phillies manager, before last night's game, he said, look, right now we need some help in the starting rotation. We're looking tonight to Bastardo, who's making his major league debut. First pitch to Utley, up and away for ball 1.
You know, getting ahead strike 1 is so important in every game, but especially to this Philadelphia Philly team. You can't afford to fall behind and then have to come with the old number 1. If you're going to fall behind, you better get some breaking stuff over and pitch a little backwards to be successful against this team, I think.
2 balls, no strikes. Bruce Dreckman, our plate umpire tonight. Peavy behind in the count to Utley. 2 balls, no strikes after walking Victorino. There goes Victorino. Thrown out at second base, sailed on him, and he's in with a head-first slide. Henry throws sailed to the first base side, and as a result, Victorino able to get in with that head-first dive.
It looked like Henry had a good pitch to handle. As you take a look at Victorino getting a decent jump. Yeah, if that throw is online, they definitely get Victorino. Good effort by Josh Wilson, though. There's another reason why, and I think it's a talking point, why I don't like the head-first slide after this pitch. Whatever happened to the traditional pop-up slide? When you slide head first, you can't anchor yourself on the bag. You slide past it. You have to try to grab onto the bag. Next thing you know, the infielder holds onto the ball. Watch Shane. Okay, past the bag. You know, if he didn't hit Josh Wilson, there's a chance he might slide past the bag. You never see the traditional pop-up slide anymore.
The old loop rock pop right up. Yeah.
And I still.
All 4 to Utley and 2 on 1 out. So back-to-back walks issued by Peavy. And already Bud Black checking the pitch count, 14 for Peavy.
You'd really have to get into deep type physics and all that stuff, but I still think you get to the bag quicker by doing a pop-up slide than you do sliding head first. Plus the equipment manager will be a lot happier not having to get all those stains out. Well, runner in scoring position. Last night for the Phillies, they had 18 chances with runners in scoring position. For the Padres, 1. So a dangerous situation right here.
Down to the dirt ball, 1 to Ryan Howard. For last night, struck out 4 times, but also mixed in was a 430-foot plus home run to straightaway center field. 15th of the season.
Didn't even look like he swung that hard, did it?
Yeah, and off the end of the bat. A powerful man. .264 average, 41 RBIs, tied for 5th most in the National League. One out in front, a ball and a strike.
Remember last night, Ryan Howard, when he was in the hole with 2 strikes, breaking balls, and they got him swinging. 4 strikeouts last night.
The 1-1 to Howard. Got that fastball by it. Ball and 2 strikes.
That's the old 2-seamer. Watch how it kind of straightens up Howard a little bit. Just a little bit. And then the last second, that ball catches inner third. Some great movement. I love that pitch.
Blocked by Blanco, and he keeps the runners at bay. Two and 2 as Jake takes a little walk around the edge of the mound. Two on, 1 out. Back-to-back walks to Victorino and Utley here in the top of the first. And it's 2-2 to Howard. Belted right field and deep. Giles back, and it is over his head and off the wall. Victorino scores. Utley right behind him. And Eckstein's relay to the plate will be laid. It's a 2-run double for Ryan Howard.
Looks like Jake tried to come into him with the fastball. Boy, that was down. It was in. You know, to most guys, that's not a bad pitch, but Howard catches up with it. That ball is hit so hard that Brian doesn't even have a chance to get back to the wall and try to make that grab over his head. It was hit so hard. Now, that was almost like the pitch Utley hit last night for the home run. It was down and in, but I believe it was a breaking ball down and into Utley. This was a fastball to Ryan Howard.
Josh Gear is up in the bullpen. A 1 to Ibanez, fouled out of play left side. Well, that right ankle became an issue for Peavy late in his last start. Padres downplaying the ankle coming in tonight. The 0-2 pitch, and the breaking ball is low.
First couple of points. One is I can't remember the last time Jake gave up 2 runs in the first inning. I'm sure it's happened before, but off the top of my head, I don't know. But if in fact he has given up 2 runs in the first inning, have you ever seen action in the bullpen this early? So with that said,
that's a fair ball past Adrian and down the right field corner. That will score Howard, and Ibanez into second.
You know, you hate to speculate, but
Eric Balsley coming out.
There's action up in the bullpen. This is a good Philly hitting team, and the last 2 baseballs that have been hit, well, the 2 walks first and foremost, 2 walks right in a row, and then this pitch, there's a breaking ball down and in, slider, and Ibanez just finds it inside the line, and Adrian for extra bases. And, you know, as far as we're concerned, we have to assume he's fine. Take a look at Jake out of the stretch.
Jason Worth takes a strike.
I don't know if Jake is finishing his pitches as he usually does. I mean, from the, you know, Joe Schmo like me watching. That's one thing that kind of sticks out a little bit.
Worth, who's 1 for 11 career against Peavy. Base hit to left center field, and Ibanez to third, and runners are at the corners.
Just doesn't seem to me like he's finishing his pitches like he usually does.
Eric Balsley back to the phone to check with the bullpen. Gear getting loose. It's getting the leadoff man Rollins to begin the game. 5 in a row have reached, 3 have scored.
The way I look at that is after a visit, and then the bullpen coach or the pitch coach goes on the mound, that call is, are you ready?
Right. And this may be Peavy's final batter. Depending on the outcome here with Dobbs, here's the delivery. Strike call.
And in the short time that Dobbs has faced Jake in his career, only 3 at bats, but he's 2 for 3.
Dobbs a pinch hit double last night and scored a run in the 8th. That was an important insurance run for the Phillies. Check on Worth at first base. One ball, 1 strike. Three consecutive Phillies hits after back-to-back walks.
Another thing that I've noticed, I mean, if Jake walks 2 and gives up 3 hits, he's not barking at himself like he usually does too.
Just thinking that. You're not seeing him with that same emotion right now. Two and 1 on Dobbs. Off the outside corner. Three-one pitch. Got him to chase one down low.
Remember, I mentioned earlier pitching backwards. That's exactly what Jake did there. 3-1 fastball count, and he threw a wrinkle in one. Dobbs expecting the fastball. Down and in, out of the zone. Swinging right over the top of it. They've got to think they're going to send the runner here. Although, you got to be concerned about strike him out, throw him out.
Worth takes off. In the air, left center field. Hairston moving over. He makes the catch, tagging is Ibanez. The throw is going to come into second base, and the Phillies tack on the 4th run of the inning. Fifth RBI of the year for Dobbs. 31 pitches now here in the first for Peavy. Ruiz takes inside. Carlos Ruiz, the Phillies catcher.
Well, one thing you can look forward to in the bottom of the first inning, the Padres are going to be facing the guy who's making his major league debut tonight. Hopefully they can get into get to him early.
Center field, and Gwynn. The Phillies, though, sent 8 men to the plate in the top of the first and scored 4 times on 3 base hits. Friars coming up. Bud Black talking with Jake Peavy, and just a few moments ago, see Todd Hutchison, the head athletic trainer. The bad ankle which he injured running the bases a few starts ago against the Cubs evidently is an issue. That's just a presumption, but it looks like it's going to take Peavy out of this game after just 1 inning tonight.
Yeah, you can see Buddy pointing to the bullpen, and it looks like it's going to be it for Jake. And once again, you know, we'll have to wait and receive word. But the ankle issue has been documented in the press. And one thing you don't want to do is mess up a guy's mechanics and hurt something else if something else is, in fact, bothering him. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, the Phillies with 4 in the top of the first. And here comes Gwynn, Eckstein, and Adrian in the bottom half. .310 average for Tony. Playing in his 11th game for San Diego. One for 4 last night in the opener of the series. The 2-0. Antonio Bastardo making his major league debut here for the Phillies, left-hander. And there's his first strike. Three and two. Bastardo 5'11", 195-pounder from the Dominican Republic. He's 3-2 to Gwynn. After falling behind 3-0, Bastardo fans Gwynn for the first out. Here's the San Diego lineup tonight. Tony followed by Eckstein, Adrian Gonzalez, Scott Hairston in the cleanup spot, hitting .370 over his last 7 games. Then Kuzmanov, Brian Giles in right, Blanco catching with Wilson the shortstop. And Peavy was the starting pitcher.
Well, Well, Antonio Bastardo, non-roster invitee to Philly spring training this year. He began the year in Double-A, fastball, slider, and a changeup. And if you're going to rank his pitches, fastball goes about 90 to 91, but his second best pitch is his changeup.
There's the 1-0 pitch. He's bringing it up there, mid-90s. Maybe a little pumped up here, huh?
Yeah. I mean, the scouting report I got was topping out at about 91, but he's got that adrenaline rush working in the major league debut, possibly.
2-1 on Eckstein.
I mean, a strikeout guy, too. You look at his minor league numbers prior to this year: 255 innings, 309 strikeouts.
$15 RBIs for Eckstein, batting with 1 out here in the first. The 3-2 from Bastardo. Now the right field side, Worth creeping it over towards the line, and in fair territory makes the catch. Phillies D brought to you by SD Storage, where $1 moves you in. Go to SDStorage.com to find a store near you today. Ibanez, Victorino, and Worth in the outfield. Ryan Howard only 1 error in 49 games this season. Committed 19 a year ago in 159 games at first base.
Remember, you said it last night. He was flashing that letter in Philadelphia, saving some hits for his pitching staff.
Yeah, the first series between the Friars and Phillies in April up there, he had it going with the glove. Major League leading 21 home runs for Adrian Gonzalez. Leads back from 1 up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Three and 0.
You know, command didn't seem to be an issue for Bastardo when he was in the minor leagues. In those 255 innings, he walked 128. That's not bad. Might be a little nervous tonight, though.
And a 4-pitch walk to Adrian Gonzalez. He only made 2 starts at AAA. Charlie Manuel said we need some depth in the rotation. Somebody to step up. To Myers' injury and other problems. Of course, Chandler Park taken out of the rotation. They've got J.A. Happ in there now. He's going to throw tomorrow for the Phillies. Cleanup hitter Scott Hairston. On the outside corner, strike 1. Scott has found the home run bug lately. Hit that one out to left. He and Adrian went back to back in the 6th inning of last night's game.
Oh, don't go in there with the fastball. If you're going to go in there, you better go way in there. You leave it inner third, he'll leave on you.
Bullet down the left field side, hooking, just foul.
What did I just get done saying?
That was a missile off the Western Metal Building, or at least the facing there.
How close?
That close.
A couple feet. 2-3 feet. Now let's see if he throws him that nasty changeup that he's got. Looks like he's coming inside again.
Scott was 7 hits in his last 12 at bats, so hitting .331, now in the top 10 in the National League in hitting. Busts him way inside there.
Not afraid to come in off the plate, huh? That's a good sign for a guy who's making his major league debut.
A 2-2 from Bastardo.
There's that change there. Yep. He had him 0-2 with the 4-0 lead. So take a look at the okay change. Yeah, circle change grip. See if he challenges him here with a 4-0 lead. Ryan Howard will now move behind the runner at first base, so he can cover some ground over there.
Bastardo has gone to a 3-ball count on every hitter so far here in the San Diego first. Bastardo's last AAA start for Lehigh Valley on May 28th. 7 scoreless innings, 6 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He was the winning pitcher at Buffalo. 2 strikeouts in the first for Bastardo. A walk and a man left on. At the end of 1, Phillies 4, Padres nothing.
Fans, cheer us on as we play the National League West rival Diamondbacks on Saturday, June 6th, and get the coolest giveaway of the year, a Padres action figurine.
Visit Padres.com to get your tickets for Padres action figurines presented by Chase and Adrian Gonzalez, the figurine coming up. This is a great item.
You have to come to the ballpark and add this to your collection. I know there's a lot of people out there who have the bobbleheads and they collect them on their desk at work. Hint, hint, in the truck. Ed Barnes. Ed Barnes is going to try to get one of these, and he's going to be really nice to me to get this one. So you have to add that to your collection, Padre faithful. Eddie Barnes.
26th birthday today for Josh Gear, and his birthday present coming into this game in the top of the second.
Well, Josh Gear can take this outing almost like a start. And according to my records, Mr. Neely, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but Josh last pitched, he started in Colorado.
Saturday.
6 2/3.
So instead of throwing a bullpen, would you hope to get a couple innings out of him?
Oh,
here?
yeah. I think you would, yep.
So 1 inning for Peavy, shortest start in his career. 2 innings had been his previous short start. so to speak. And that was August 25th, 2003 at Arizona. And if we get further word, we'll pass it along. But it obviously looks like the ankle is still an issue. Chop to the right side. Bastardo in his first major league at bat, grounds out. Here, by the way, in that start on Saturday in Denver, went 6 2/3 innings, gave up 6 runs, 5 earned, 6 hits with a walk and 3 strikeouts. But those numbers are very deceiving. Threw very well, especially after giving up 3 in the first. Settled in. Well, the word we get now on Peavy is that he left the game with the flu. Lined over Adrian and into right field. A little juggling from Giles, but Rollins stays at first. So the official word again is flu for Peavy. And there's the base hit for Rollins.
Big turnaround first base also for Rollins. And that's why you have to be aggressive down the line. Watch when he sees the bobble. So that's why I like when guys come out of the box. You go full bore.
Right side, and Eckstein will take the out of Victorino at first. And there's a situation with Rollins running that Eck took the sure out at first base and got out number 2 there. Utley sporting a 6-game hitting streak. Utley walked and scored in the first, and he takes inside. Well, I guess that flu, I guess that kind of makes sense because, as you mentioned, we didn't see Jake really barking at himself when things were going bad. He just didn't have that energy, evidently. Got zapped. Now the flu tonight.
Remember I was mentioning about the Exmo we had in Colorado? Remember when I said it kind of looks like when you're sick?
Right.
You've got the flu, everything seems so slow and heavy, and you're not yourself. Like I said, we hate to speculate. We never, we could have been anything. We're just taking what was given us in the weeks past, and
1-1 to Utley. Pops that up left side, and Kuzmanov makes the grab to win the inning. 1 hit, 1 left. 1 inning for Gear. Kuz, Giles, and Blanco coming up.
Hey fans, start your weekend off with a bang with Friday Fireworks. Enjoy a spectacular fireworks show following every Friday home game.
And the next one 3 nights from now, Friday, June 5th, stay after the game for Friday Fireworks, presented by Padres Banking at Bank of America. Get your tickets early and save. Go online to Padres.com/fireworks.
Hey!
The Fanatic is here.
Love the Fanatic.
You had a heads up that the Fanatic was going to be here on this trip. Back in April, we visited with the Fanatic.
We were in Philly, and we had a little get-together. Security's. Oh, yeah, he's going to spend the night. Is he going to spend the night in jail? Is somebody have to bail him out?
Right off the glove. Utley throws it out. 1-4-3. Cruz with a bullet right back through the box, but Bastardo able to get a glove on it, slow it down enough, and Utley making the play.
It's got base hit written all over it, huh? And then Utley still has plenty of time to plant that back foot and still get Cruz by a couple of steps.
Giles fouls it back.
Yeah, we had a little get-together in the press dining room in Philadelphia after a game for Harry Callis. After his passing, all the press gathered up there and shared some stories, and the Philly Fanatic was up there. And he said, I'm going to make a trip out to San Diego. So he gave us the heads up on that.
Strike on the inside corner. Giles 1 for 4 last night in the opener of the series. Four nothing Phillies here, bottom of the second. 1-2 to Bryant. Just off the outside corner. Tough pitch to take there with 2 strikes. Major League debut for Antonio Bastardo of the Phillies. His 2-2 pitch. Got him looking, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Bastardo.
As I mentioned, the strikeouts to innings pitched for Bastardo when he was in the minor leagues. 309 punch outs in 255 innings. And you know, usually you get scouting reports on guys, and they had scouting reports on this guy, I'm sure, from the minor leagues. But it's totally different when you're obviously up there in the box trying to hit off the guy.
Facing Blanco with 2 away.
One thing for sure is that he looks confident out there, doesn't he?
Shows no signs that he's flustered in any fashion.
He works quickly. He gets that rock, gets right back up on that hill.
Interesting chest protector there for Ruiz. 2 outs and an 0-2 to Blanco. Did he chase? They asked for the appeal. He did not, says first base umpire Paul Immel.
You know what else? You make a good point with Ruiz back there. Ruiz is Panamanian. Bastardo from the Dominican Republic, so the language factor, and that's a comfort. That's a comfortable thing to have your major league debut. Somebody you can communicate with.
Remember the first series between these teams in Philadelphia, Ruiz was on the disabled list. That was a big individual on the DL for the Phillies during that series that they were missing. That's lined over the leaping shortstop Jimmy Rollins and into left center. And Blanco has the first Friars base hit of the game.
Looked like a changeup. You see Henry going down and getting it. Oh, yeah, that side view gives a perfect angle. And him kind of drifting just a little bit out towards the pitcher and then staying back to get that changeup for the base knock.
Shortstop Josh Wilson looks at ball 1 down and in. Josh's cube numbers 196 between the D-backs and Friars. Playing in his 11th game with San Diego. Fastball strike. To make room for Bastardo on the Phillies roster today, Philadelphia optioned John Mayberry Jr. down to AAA Lehigh Valley. The Phillies had to make a player move to activate Bastardo. And the lefties 1-2 to Josh Wilson.
Oh,
hit him. Fastball got him in the arm. He tried to bust him in with a 1-2 fastball and got him.
Yeah, that's the last thing he wants to do.
Yep.
Oh, man, that's got to hurt. That's lower back. That's right around the kidney area.
Yeah.
Oh, man. There were 2 strikes on the guy. You got a chance to put him away and have the pitcher lead off next inning.
Inside ball 1 to Josh Gear. Josh has handled the bat pretty well this year. 3 for 14. 214 batting average this season, 174 in his career. A high strike.
Maybe a little high, huh? Just above the belt buckle, what?
A little bit up, yeah. He went towards that same spot there.
It's great analysis, huh?
Sometimes that says it all.
Time to vote.
4 strikeouts for Bastardo through 2 innings. Padres strand 2 and have now left 3. Trail 4-0. Hey, Padres fans, don't miss your chance to chat with Padres closer Heath Bell tomorrow, June 3rd at 2 p.m. on Padres.com. Bell will be online to answer your questions in a live chat for Padres.com registered users. Now, registration is free at Padres.com, so register today, and you can chat with Heath tomorrow. Even typing his answers will be interesting because Heath is very forthcoming. Don't miss your chance to visit with Heath tomorrow online. 4, 5, and 6 for the Phils in the third, and leading off is first baseman Ryan Howard. He doubled in 2 runs in the first. Just joining us, Jake Peavy, 1 inning tonight, his shortest outing in the big leagues, departing early due to the flu. Off the outside corner. Gear has worked a scoreless inning and faces Howard, Ibanez, and Worth in the third. Down the left field side, foul.
A lot of Philly faithful here tonight, huh?
See quite a bit of the red.
Fighting Phils, fighting Friars. And a Michael Jack Schmidt fan down there wearing the old powder blue. I love that jersey.
Reminds you of the AstroTurf and the vet.
Oh, yeah.
Holding it 2-2 on Ryan Howard.
I think the changeup from Josh Gear. When you have a good hitting team like the Philadelphia Phillies with the power that they've gotten, the way they've been hitting on the road, I think Josh Gear's changeup can counter that. He's got a good one.
Full count. Is 3-2 to Ryan Howard. It fouled past first, and Davey Lopes, the first base coach. Good play there.
We had a chance to chat with Ryan Howard in Philadelphia the first time in. What a nice kid.
Good guy.
Absolutely.
Very personable. Just off the inside corner and a walk to Howard.
Well, we saw a Mike Schmidt fan in the stands. Yeah, look at the mutton chops.
Michael Jack played all 18 seasons of his Hall of Fame career in a Phillies uniform. 2-time MVP winner. Won 10 Gold Gloves. That's the best they could do for Exmo back then, by the way. Right there.
That was pretty good, though. See him sporting the Pumas, too. The spikes. Love that.
Ibanez doubled in a run and scored in the first. Leadoff man on in the Phillies' third.
There's the blue uniform I was talking about. Actually, that swing there is at Three River Stadium in Pittsburgh when he hit his 500th career home run. I also love to check out some of the names. Steve Jeltz, Lance Parrish, Steve Bedrosian. You see Bedrock in there? Cy Young Award winner for the Phils.
Straightaway center field. Gwynn back at the fence, leaping and gone. '18th of the year for Ibanez, 2-run shot, and it is 6-0.
When you've got Howard, who's got power to all fields, you've got Ibanez, who takes a 1-1 pitch. That ball is just set up on a tee. It was right down the middle. And the Phillies add on. And Tony getting back as far as he could. And that ball is well over the wall.
For Raul Ibanez, that home run is 18th of the year. And number 200 of his career.
What a great sign.
Huh? Celebrating a birthday today, hitting one off Gear, who's celebrating a birthday.
Oh, wow.
Three-two to Jason Worth. Worth with an RBI single in the first. Top foul back.
You know, it took a while for Jason Worth to really get his big league legs. Also, remember, he was with Toronto, with the Dodgers, ran into some wrist problems in his career, sat out some time, but you know, when healthy, he's proven that he can produce at the big league level.
And a walk to Worth. Avalanche Heating and Cooling, your comfort is our priority. That home run by Ibanez, 36th road home run for the Phillies this year. Most by any team in the National League. Padres, though, how about that? They've got 33, and of course, Adrian's did a significant portion of those. And that's all for Gear, who again made a start on Saturday. So this normally a bullpen day, and we get an inning plus out of him. This pitching change brought to you by San Diego Harley-Davidson, where we are always country first. Perdomo coming in for the Friars. And standing by you, and it is Luis Perdomo.
Get a chance for Luis Perdomo to maybe get some innings in tonight with the 6-run deficit. And the last time Luis was out was against Cincinnati. That was way back on the 16th of May. So it's been a while. He got the win in that game, 3 innings.
Yeah, that was the 16-inning game on the 16th of May. Won by the Padres 6-5 on the home run by Hundley in the 16th. Third baseman Greg Dobbs with a sacrifice fly in the first. There goes the runner. And no throw down to second. An uncontested steal for Worth, his 10th of the season.
Got a pretty good jump.
In the air to left field, and Hairston. Scott now coming in. Staying at second is Worth. And there's the first out of the inning. And so Perdomo again his last outing on the 16th of May. 3 innings, a career high. No runs, no hits in that outing. And picked up his first major league win.
He go right after these guys, right? I don't think the Phillies know much about Perdomo. Got live stuff, good sinker. And it's one of those games when you're sitting in the bullpen and you're thinking to yourself, okay, our starter's out of the game. We gave up 4 in the first inning.
Check swing foul.
The phone might be ringing and they might want me to get up. So kind of get mentally ready early. Remember one time at old Qualcomm Stadium, I was in the bullpen for the Padres, and Dennis Rasmussen started, the big lefty. So I did my pregame routine. The game's starting. I'm in the clubhouse, fixing myself a cup of coffee.
Left field again at Hairston. That's the second out. You were having a cup of coffee, my friend.
And I was walking down to the bullpen, down the tunnel, because at Qualcomm you could out of the clubhouse down the tunnel, and then there was another tunnel down to the bullpen, so you didn't have to walk on the field. So I'm walking down there to my spice, clickety-clack, 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 full cup of coffee, and all of a sudden I hear Greg Booker yell up the tunnel, "Hey, Mud, they want you up." And I'm like, what? And I thought he was pulling my leg. I said, had some choice words. So all of a sudden, he goes, "No, seriously, they want you up. Razzy's given up a couple hits. They called." Dumped a cup of coffee. Sparks are flying down the concrete, just sliding down. Lucky I didn't break my neck. And walk out the tunnel. They throw me a baseball. I was up on the hill warming up. They weren't lying.
And how long after that were you in the game?
I think he got out of that inning, but I was in like the second or third. So that was a scare. You know, guys get a hold and a save. I got a scare that day.
Which was not an official statistic then, but maybe now.
Paint.
Pistardo strikes out. 2 in the inning, though, on the Ibanez home run. Padres baseball is brought to you by Lolita's Mexican Restaurants and their new location, Lolita's at the Park, just across from Petco. By MTS. Save gas, save money. Ride MTS to Petco Park. For more information, log on to www.sdmts.com. And by Ron Baker Chevrolet, your home for the Silverado Superstore.
Well, Marco, you know, a lot of fans come to the ball game. A lot of people grew up Padre fans, and ever since this team was in the minor leagues, really, and then a big league franchise in 1969, some diehard fans. But the Padre family lost somebody last week by the name of Gene Alexander, longtime Friar fan. And we want to give our condolences from Channel 4 to the family. They wrote an email to the station, and they just want to say They miss her, and she lived for the Friars each and every day. She watched as she came to a ball game, so we lost a Friar friend, and our best go out to the family. Thoughts and prayers.
79 years old. Now to play left side. Top of the order up for the Padres in the third. 6-0 Philadelphia. Breaking ball up and in.
That's his third best pitch. He's got the fastball, the changeup, and then that breaking ball. So if you were to rank them, that would be the order. He's got a live fastball, doesn't he?
He's getting it up there now. 93, hit 95 at times here tonight.
And you know what, I have to tell you, Chris Wheeler and those guys, great friends of ours over in the Philly broadcast booth, they were pretty much saying, hey, you know what, we're going off what you're going to go off of. We really don't know much about this guy.
Stardo's 2-2. Check swing on the high fastball. The appeal. And Bill Hahn at third. Tony breaks his bat, floats it out to center, and drops in front of Victorino. Leadoff base hit to the San Diego third.
I think Tony is swinging an ash bat. That was the old traditional ash break. You know, the bat stayed intact. And when we showed it sitting on the ground there, it had that break. It almost looks like an H. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the ashes, I guess reputation-wise, will crack. The maples are the ones that really splinter and just kind of blow up. Eckstein takes a strike.
Yeah, something is there. There's the break. That's a traditional ash bat break.
Where even though the bat broke,
it stayed intact.
It stayed intact.
Right.
Correct.
There's the bat as we live and breathe. That's proof. Exhibit A.
Hey, John.
Put the bat down, John. Gonna hurt somebody.
Like himself. 1-2 to Eckstein. Right side, Utley diving, and it gets through. Back-to-back base hits, 2 on, nobody out in the Padres' third inning.
Typical Eck, huh? Breaking ball, stays inside it. Big hole with Howard holding on Tony Gwynn, and just out of the reach of Utley. He's playing station to station here.
Adrian Gonzalez walked in the first inning. 4 homers in his last 5 games. Well, Scott Harrison and Adrian Gonzalez have both homered in each of the last 3 games for the Padres. First time in franchise history that the same 2 players have homered in 3 consecutive games. It's the first time this has happened in the big league since Adam Dunn and David Ross did it for the Reds in June of '06. Adrian homered last night. He and Scott went back-to-back in the 6th. It began with Adrian getting this one over the wall in left center. His major league leading 21st. Double play ball to Utley. Long shovel to Rollins in the first. 4-6-3. Win the third, 2 outs.
Let's check out the Carl's Jr. pitch track. Lefty on lefty. Fastball right down the middle. Going up the ladder. So all fastballs to Adrian.
The kid challenged him.
Yeah, well, you know, with a 6-0 lead, why not?
Cleanup hitter Scott Hairston. Scotty in the first inning hit a bullet just foul down the left field line, missing the foul pole by just a few feet. Mascot's hanging out tonight.
Yeah.
Spreading the love. Way high. Ruiz had to reach up to stab that. Left-hander Antonio Bastardo at his major league debut for the Phillies. Good rip, but fouled back by Scott. Time to pose for some pictures.
It's going to be like the mascot wars out there. See who can get everybody fired up the most.
Battle of the mascot stars.
What, he lift up his shirt trying to distract him?
Full count. Tony Gwynn at third, 2 away. 3-2 on Hairston with Kuzminoff on deck.
I want to know how the Fanatic got through security at the airport in that outfit. How can he fit through the metal detector? Look at the boiler on him. Looks like he just got done eating at Valley View. That guy next to him.
Center field. To his left, Victorino, and he's called off by the right fielder. It's Worth that makes the catch. Started out promising. 2 on, nobody out. Friars failed to score at the end of 3. 6-0 Phils. Top of the 4th inning. Time for the Aflac trivia question for tonight.
Aflac!
Feels appropriate, especially with Perdomo on the mound right now. Who was the last Rule 5 draft choice to last a full season with the Padres? The answer coming up just a bit later. Well, that last at bat for Hairston. A fly ball to right center field. Watch him grab his right arm. That was during the at bat. And then talking with Bud. Pinch in that left bicep area, and he has come out of the game. Well, Hairston has been lifted, and Chase Headley is now in left field. Rollins rolls it out to the second baseman Eckstein. One gone in the Phillies' fourth. There's Chase, who takes over in left. Shane Victorino 0 for 1. Walked in the first, stole the base and scored. Luis Perdomo on the mound here for San Diego has worked a scoreless inning in a third. Who is a Rule 5 pickup. The 2-0 pitch. Victorino pops it foul back and out of play. An inning for Peavy, an inning for Gear. And an inning and a third to this point for Perdomo, pitching for the first time since May 16th. And that one is going to get out of play. 7 or 8 rows back.
Remember we were talking about sliding?
The pop-up slide.
Yes, Lou Brock going into second base. Pop-up slide, love it. You know what else is great about the pop-up slide?
If the ball gets by, boom, you're on your way to third base.
Thank you.
I grew up watching Lou Brock do that.
Good call, Jayhawk.
Phillies have a couple of stolen bases tonight. They've been a very proficient team in the stolen base department. A rocket to right field. Brian Giles racing back at the warning track. It's over his head. It kicks right to Gwynn, though. But there is Victorino standing at third with a triple. Even with a good bounce, good carom off the fence, Victorino easily at third with his 5th 3-base hit of the season.
Boy, you talk about scooting around the bases.
He was moving.
I was watching the flight of that baseball, watching Brian making the attempt. Okay, ball off the bat, pretty well hit. Brian gives chase, nearly hits himself right in the mug. In fact, that may have hit him. That might leave a mark. And the next thing you know, Victorino is cruising into third base. That happened all too quickly, huh?
He got around the bases. League leading 5th triple for Victorino. Speaking of Rule 5 pickups.
Right. Yep.
Utley's walked and scored and popped out to third. Perdomo misses low.
You know, when you look at the situation here with Perdomo out there on the mound, I mean, let's face it. Sure, the Padres are trailing 6-0, but what an education this is for Luis Perdomo to face a lineup like this. What do you got? Show us what you've got against
one of the top
World Series
champ
lineup.
Wilson took a look at the plate and goes to first. Victorino scores. With the spray chart had Wilson in the right spot. He was cheating a bit up the middle and fielded that hot one hopper, but Utley gets his 36th run batted in, and the Phillies now lead at 7-0. Base is empty for Ryan Howard. Once this series completes for the Phillies, they will go to Los Angeles to play the Dodgers as part of their West Coast road trip. Two-run double in the first, a walk in the third, and Ryan Howard has already scored twice tonight.
Well, the Phillies really taking advantage of runners in scoring position. That's why they're so good, obviously. In this series, up to this point, 10 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Okay, that was wrong. That was the note that was handed to me. Oh, they've had runners in scoring position in 10 of the 13 innings in the series. That's my bad. I stand corrected. I was wrong.
They were 3 for 18 last night with runners in scoring position. 4 for 5 tonight. We have a statistician. Why again?
No, Mike was right. I was wrong.
Kidding.
I stand corrected. I just read it wrong.
That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Mike does good work.
Oh, Mike Trussell does outstanding work. Two and two on Ryan Howard. A bullet down the right field side, foul.
Strike 2.
He turned on that one.
Yes, he did. Check out what the pitch is. High breaking ball looked like. Looked like he wanted to come inside with the breaking ball. You can see that the spin on it. It had a little bit of a break to it, and Howard out in front of it. You know, Luis Perdomo was probably talking to himself, saying, "Boy, you know what? Never seen any hacks like this in the minor leagues. In A-ball, Double-A."
On the ground to Adrian. He'll make the shovel to Perdomo to end the inning. A run, 1 hit. Midpoint of the fourth. 7-0 Philadelphia. Let's answer the Aflac trivia question for tonight. And the question once again, who was the last Rule 5 draft choice to last a full season with the Padres? And the answer is Kevin Cameron back in 2007.
And if I remember correctly, Kevin Cameron is now with the Oakland A's. He was recalled a couple weeks ago. Now, I don't know whether he's in AAA again or still with the big league club.
We got several Rule 5ers around here tonight. Perdomo at the ball line to center field. Back, Victorino makes the catch. Shane Victorino, who was Rule 5 by the Padres out of the Dodgers organization, made his big league debut as a Friar, playing against the Phillies here. Played 36 games with San Diego in 03 as a Rule 5 draftee. But then on May 28th, he was returned to the Dodgers. Then the Phillies Rule 5 him.
Yeah, hey, sometimes it doesn't work out with one certain team. Maybe there's somebody ahead of you. You got to give them back. And then you get an opportunity where somebody goes down and they fit right in. Next thing you know, they're putting up great numbers and they have no choice but to keep you.
Giles on the ground to the shortstop. Jimmy Rollins right at him. Stretched by Howard, 2 outs. Hey, speaking of other Rule 5 draftees, Everett Cabrera played today for Lake Elsinore. He had the Lake Elsinore Rancho Cucamonga game here this afternoon, which, by the way, Storm, the Padres affiliate, won 6-2. And Everett Cabrera was 2 for 3 with a stolen base, rehabbing, coming back from the hamate bone. Fouled back by Henry Blanco. So this was from earlier today, right here at Petco Park. There's Cabrera wearing the Lake Elsinore uniform.
Great looking swing there, going the opposite way.
So how many guys have gotten to go on a rehab assignment from the big leagues, but then played their first rehab game in their big league ballpark?
That's kind of nice, huh? Dressing at your own locker.
Yeah. Very unusual. Blanco.
Speaking of Rule 5, again, I was up late last night, couldn't go to bed. Turn on MLB Network, right? That's my first choice when I turn on besides Channel 4. Turn on MLB, right? Network. They had a great documentary on Roberto Clemente.
One of my favorite players of all time.
In his career, oh my gosh. You know what? You don't appreciate him until you watch something, a full hour on his life and on his career and his humanitarian efforts and all that stuff. This was truly a great individual.
Gave his life for the humanitarian effort in Nicaragua.
And also, you know what else should be done? They should take videotape of Roberto Clemente when he was running the bases and show that to every player in high school, in college. If you want to play the game of baseball as a position player, that is the video you should watch.
He ran like his hair was on fire.
Oh, my gosh.
Blanco out to right center field. And Worth. 3 up, 3 down. Antonio Bastardo in his major league debut has tossed 4 shutout innings to this point for the Phillies.
Post-game recap is brought to you by Murray Lampert Construction. You know what, folks? It's a great time to remodel with Murray Lampert. Why? Because prices will never be lower. So take advantage of their contractor discounts on finishes and fixtures. More information, get on the web at murraylampert.com. That's a complete game right there. You know why? Because I started and I finished strong.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Slowed it down tonight. Made an adjustment.
Outside ball 1 to Raul Ibanez. We're into the 5th inning. Phillies 4 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth. Jake Peavy departed after 1 inning due to the flu tonight. Perdomo pours in a strike. Gear worked an inning. Perdomo has worked 2 so far, allowing 1 run. We get word that Scott Hairston left the game with a left bicep strain. Ibanez has doubled and homered tonight and hits this one in the air to left field. Headley. You know, Roberto Clemente was a Rule 5 pickup. The Pirates out of the Dodgers organization.
Yep. Ended his career with 3,000 hits.
Right on the nose.
Right on the nose at Three River Stadium. A double. In fact, this is it right here. He acknowledges, that's on the documentary on MLB Network. He acknowledges the crowd, takes off his helmet and says thank you, and that was it. Died New Year's Eve in that plane crash off of Puerto Rico, going to Nicaragua to help
earthquake relief.
Right.
Worth fouls it out of play right side.
Oh, look at
the Orioles.
Oh, Palmer, Jim Palmer. And Bobby Clemente going the opposite way as Bob Prince, the radio voice. And Frank Robinson in right field.
A little bump up against the fence there.
In that documentary, Bob Prince, the gunner, he was a radio voice for the Pirates for many, many years. And it's great on that video because he drops a Bobby on him. He called him Bobby. Bobby Clemente. He's great.
Several good books about Clemente out there. I read one a year or two ago, and the gunner and Clemente were actually fairly tight. Clemente was not close with many in the media, but he really respected Bob very much. And
oh, what a hose. He had a cannon.
This throw right here.
You know who that is right there? Billy Williams from the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
He made a throw in the World Series against the Orioles. Didn't get the guy at third, but it was just an absolute BB. That,
you know who was running there?
Refresh my memory.
Because it's on the documentary too. Merv Rettenman.
Merv Rettenman, huh?
He was safe at third, but it was close.
Wave and a miss by Worth. He fans. And there's the second strikeout for Perdomo. 2 down to the 5th. Well, Clemente, certainly one of the important historical figures in baseball history, more than people realize, because of the ever-growing number of Latino players in Major League Baseball. He was a trailblazer in that respect in many ways for Hispanic players. Greg Dobbs has hit the ball in the air to left each time, picking up a sac fly the first time in the first inning. Seven runs, 6 hits for the Phillies. No runs, 3 hits for San Diego. That's hit in the air deep to right field. Oh. Giles retreating. And it gets out over the out-of-town scoreboard. The second of the season for Greg Dobbs. And he makes it 8-0 Phillies. And the Philly fan had to contort himself a bit to get that souvenir, but got it.
Oh, to a lefty. That ball middle in, and Dobbs just lifts and separates. Doesn't get into the crowd totally, but it hits just above the scoreboard where it jets out a little bit.
A 2-out solo shot for Dobbs, his second RBI of the game.
Somebody holding on to that guy's ankles to.
He needed a little assistance there.
Oh. You see the Padre fan in the background giving him a hard time.
Inside to Ruiz. And the second home run of the night for the Phillies.
The Phillies adding on to their home run lead as far as leading the league. 1, 2 home runs tonight, so now 73 home runs.
And 37 of them on the road.
Right.
Chop foul past third. Some young Phils fans. 3-2 to Ruiz. Second strikeout of the inning for Perdomo. A solo shot for Dobbs. 8-9-1 coming up for San Diego.
Yeah.
It's the best buffet in the world. That's what I know, right?
Yeah.
Best seafood, sushi, prime rib, steaks.
Yeah.
How about the desserts? They're the best, like the best in the world?
The best.
Who do you think you are? The general manager of Valley View or something? You got all the answers.
Yeah, I am.
It is. It's Mike Gorzinski, the general manager of Valley View.
Hi, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.
He was the straight guy there.
Yeah. Mike's a good egg. Does a good job up there at Valley View. You can see that the Philly Fanatic was there today for lunch.
Well, the Fanatic eats there.
I think he went back 8 times through the buffet line.
Wilson, then the pitcher due up, Perdomo. Jan Ho Park loosening for the Phillies. Wilson goes around. Five in a row retired by Antonio Bastardo. Needs to get through this fifth to be eligible for the win here in his major league debut. A 1-2.
Hey.
Wilson hit by a pitch in the second, spinning out of the way of that one.
Must be nice to have an 8-run cushion for your major league debut, huh?
Especially when your opponent was Peavy to start the game.
Yep.
He rides inside, 3-2 again. Jake had to lead the game after just one inning due to the flu tonight. The 3-2. Went up after it, sends it in the air to left center field. And Shane Victorino. It's time for the Subway $5 footlong fan poll. Question tonight: should Major League Baseball continue interleague play? A yes, B no. Text Subway to 269-411 to participate. I know what your vote is. I know what my vote would be.
Yeah, we've talked about that, haven't we?
We have. Perdomo.
Wow.
Wave and a miss.
See that hack? Man.
Now trying to bunt. 0-2. For the record, you and I wouldn't mind interleague play disappearing.
Yep. I want to go back to the old way. Unbalanced schedule.
Made contact there. Hacks a foul. A little bit off the outside corner.
Catching up.
One-two to Perdomo.
Boy, he is right up on the plate too.
And he takes strike three. Here's the third big league at bat for Perdomo. Top of the order, and Tony Gwynn. Struck out in the first and singled to center in the third.
You know, it also is something to look at when you're thinking about Bastardo. In the future, people are going to ask him about his major league debut and, you know, how did you do, whatever. It's going to be nice when he tells people, oh, yeah, I had Howard at first, Utley at second, Rollins at short. Okay, you don't need to go any further.
And they gave me 4 in the top of the first before I ever took them out.
Yeah, we get the idea.
Phillies started tonight with a 1.5 game lead. That's to left center field and run down by Victorino. Actually lead it by 2 now because the Mets beaten by the Pirates earlier. Bastardo has thrown 5 scoreless in his debut. Top of the 6th inning. Phillies have an 8-0 lead. First pitch swinging. Pistardo bounces it to short, and Wilson throws him out.
Oh, you know what? Looking at Pistardo when he was coming up to the plate, left-handed pitcher batting right. Perdomo, right-handed pitcher batting left. Very odd. And when you think about pitchers who bat opposite what they throw, you think of Randy Johnson. Throws left, bats right, because he wears that armor on his throwing elbow.
Rollins singled in the second and has also flied out and grounded out. Takes low from Perdomo. A 2-0 delivery. Out to the right side, and Adrian. Underhand toss to Perdomo. You know, the ones that are really the oddballs are the ones who bat right,
throw left,
and throw left.
Ricky Henderson.
You very rarely see those guys like that.
Ricky Henderson. And there's one other guy. You know, that subject always comes up every year, and I always draw a blank on who the other notable players are. Do you know off the top of your head?
Well, Ricky's the one that obviously comes to mind, and I'm drawing a blank after that too. There aren't many. Couple of runs scored for Victorino, and he tripled in the 4th.
Oh, I think I know who one was. Mark Carrion.
Outfielder for a lot of different teams.
First baseman for the Giants for a while. I think I'll have to look that one up. Yes, it was. It was a Mark Carrion. That was the other guy that always is brought up when you talk about guys who throw left, bat right.
Two outs, nobody on in the Phillies' 6th. Phillies trying to win their 5th consecutive game and take a 2.5 game lead in the National League East. We're almost 3-1. Hit hard. Nicely picked up by Adrian, and Perdomo covering. Adrian going to his right. It's a good pickup, and Perdomo beating the speedy Victorino to the base. Phillies go down in order for the first time tonight. Big appetite, small budget. Satisfy both with Sequan Casino's incredible all-you-can-eat prime rib buffet, now for only $10. Heart of the order up for San Diego in the 6th, and David Eckstein leading off. Eck sends it to shallow left center field, and Raul Ibanez. One gone in the 6th inning.
Well, Bastardo getting up there in the pitch count, also 92 with this 8-0 comfortable lead. The reason why I say that is because now Charlie Manuel has some action up in the Phil's bullpen.
Adrian 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. It takes inside ball 1. Our comparison brought to you by Marvin K. Brown, San Diego's newest Mitsubishi dealer.
What's wrong with this picture, Mark Neely?
Adrian Gonzalez should be a lot higher. And that's to right field. Does he get enough? Yes, home run. Number 22.
Updated.
There near the short porch in right. His major league leading 22nd. Padres are on the board. A liner out to right.
A 1-0 pitch to Adrian Gonzalez. He sends it out of here down the right field line. A lot of the home runs lately from Adrian have been going the opposite way. He spun on that one nicely.
Almost got a piece of chase there.
Down and in. Dropping the head. And the porch out there, it looks like it got to the left side of the porch.
Popped up, and the shortstop Rollins.
Well, this will give us a good look at where it landed. Oh, yeah, clearly the umpire, it hits the fan, but clearly where that ball hit the fan, it was clearly in the seating section.
Did not reach over.
Right.
Yeah. Got my hand. Cruz fouls it back. Right back in this direction. Bastardo goes 5 1/3 innings in his major league debut before allowing his first run, and Adrian Gonzalez solo shot. Under the hands of Kuzmanov. 2 balls and a strike. First time up in the second, Kuz hit a rocket right back through the box. Bastardo got a hand on, slowed it down enough, and Utley threw out Kevin. Last time up, he lined out to center, so he's hit the ball hard a couple of times. But 0 for 2, and he fouls another one back in this direction.
Oh, that's awesome. A little girl right below us. Ice cream cone in one hand. Got a baseball in the other.
Crash to left field. Ibanez at the warning track. Calls it in. Cruz has hit it hard 3 times tonight. Nothing to show for it. But Adrian pulling one down the line and right. His 22nd home run of the season. And the Friars are on the scoreboard. St. Louis on July 14th for the 2009 All-Star Game. Log on to Padres.com/promo and enter the promo code VOTE to receive half-price tickets in a special section while they last. There will also be a Swing the Vote sign contest and much more. So visit Padres.com today for all the information. Your pitcher is Joe Thatcher.
Well, Joe Thatcher towed the slab yesterday, a couple of innings, one strikeout, and Bud Black trying to piece together this ball game. Perdomo, 4 solid innings.
Really, especially for a guy who had not pitched in over 2 weeks.
Right, a couple of knocks, won a triple, won a home run, and I tell you what, against this lineup, Luis Perdomo did a fine job. He did not walk a fill, and he struck out 3.
Three, 4, and 5 part of the order for the Phillies in the 7th. They lead it 8-1. And Thatcher, as Mudd alluded to, working back-to-back nights here with 2 scoreless and hitless innings last night. Floats in a strike to Utley. Utley bounces it foul. An RBI ground out for Utley his last time up. He's walked and scored and officially is 0 for 2. And ball 4 inside. Thatcher fell behind, got it back full, but issues the free pass, and that'll bring up Phil's cleanup hitter Ryan Howard. The comparison presented by Marvin K. Brown, San Diego's newest Mitsubishi dealer. Again, we look at the voting. The game's in St. Louis. Albert Pujols is Albert Pujols. I understand why he is leading. But Adrian needs your votes.
Yeah, no kidding.
No disrespect to the other guys that are ahead of him, but come on now.
Yeah, how does Joey Votto get more votes than Adrian Gonzalez?
A lot of Reds fans hitting the internet, I guess. Again, nothing against Votto, who's hitting well. He's battled some flu throughout this early part of the season, or part of the season anyway. When they were here in San Diego, he missed some time due to that. The guy's got 22 home runs, leading the major leagues.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 to Ryan Howard. Can't get him to fish for that. '2006 National League Most Valuable Player Ryan Howard was the Rookie of the Year in the National League the year prior to that. During his MVP season in '06, he set the Phillies single season home run mark with 58. Well, Ryan Howard knows something about putting up numbers and not making it to the All-Star game. Last year, he was the first major league player in 60 years to lead the league in homers and RBIs at the All-Star break and not make the All-Star team.
Wow.
The 2-2. Joe Thatcher, the 4th San Diego pitcher of the game. PB again 1 inning departing due to the flu. 1 inning for Gear. Perdomo goes 4.
Well, Joe pitched last night in the 6th. 1-2-3 in the 6th. 1-2-3 in the 7th.
And he strikes out Howard for the first out of the 7th.
way to come back after walking Chase Utley. He gets him with the breaking ball. Low 3/4. And Howard way out in front.
Raul Ibanez, 3 RBIs. A first on a double in the first inning, then a 2-run home run to center in the third. Strike one. And he's down low. Arizona leading the Dodgers tonight 5-1 in the 7th in LA. High drive, right center. Giles at the fence. Oh. And Ibanez hits his second of the night. Well, the 2 top home run men in the National League have each gone deep here, and Ibanez, numbers 18 and now number 19. A 5 RBI night for Ibanez makes it 10-1.
Oh, breaking ball left middle in. Oh, it almost looked like Ibanez read that one right out of the hand. He was right on that pitch. Went over his picture in right center field.
Second multi-homer game of the year for Ibanez. He hits his 200th and 201st career home runs here tonight. Here's the other thing, Ron, that strikes me about the Phillies. It's 10-1 here now. They don't give away outs. It doesn't seem like ever. Give away at bats, I mean.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Charlie Manuel looking at his bench saying probably, who can I put in the game? You know, it's one of those games where you can get some bench players, possibly some time. You've got Bruntlett. Feliz played last night. Chris Coast, the catcher. It might be wise to spell Ruiz at this point. Matt Stairs from the left side.
Second time Worth has walked. And Thatcher's second walk of the inning. Eric Bruntlett is going to pinch hit here for Dobbs. So just what you were having Charlie Manuel contemplate about. Goes to his bench and gets Eric Bruntlett. Phillies have 10 runs in this game on 8 hits. Padres 1 run on 4 hits. Padres have stranded 4 on base. Phillies have left 3. Well, last night the Phillies missed a bunch of opportunities to add to their lead. Tonight they're making the most of their opportunities.
Yeah, it's gotten ugly. But then again, this is not an ordinary offense that you see every game, right?
Not at all. That's down low, 2-2. Thatcher paints the outside corner.
Arizona beating the Dodgers in the 7th. Astros beat the Rockies 3-2. And how about those Nats? They beat the Gigantes 10-6.
That helps out the NL West. Pushes the Giants back to the 500 mark at 25-25. And Washington gets their 14th win of the season. Nats came in playing .265 ball on the season. That's rough.
That's a rough couple of months in the big leagues.
They had lost 6 in a row coming into tonight. Steven Strasburg, good luck.
Yeah. June 9th draft, by the way. June 9th.
So when it starts up, Padres have the 3rd overall selection, and there's a balk committed.
Boy, when it rains, it pours. It looks like Joe may have caught a cleat or something. So Jason Worth will move up 90 feet. Did his kick foot hit his back leg? Or did he just... I was watching to see if his cleat caught dirt as he came towards the plate, but that was not the case.
The 3-0. That's a strike. Let's take another look at this.
Take a look if you see his kick leg hits his back knee. Boy, tough to tell there.
That's ball 4. They didn't go all Mike Pelfrey there. Did you notice Pelfrey, the Mets? He's one that's had all the balk issues, or many of those type of problems this year. Ray Meredith loosening for the Padres. Meanwhile, Antonio Bastardo making his major league debut tonight. On the hill for the Phillies will be pinch hit for here. So his night is finished after 6 innings. Feliz, the pinch hitter. His average just under the 300 mark. So 6 innings for Bastardo, 1 run, the home run from Adrian, 4 hits allowed. Struck out 5. That's lined just foul. Missed an extra base hit by inches there.
Well, a lot of pitches for Joe Thatcher. 35 pitches in this inning. As we take a look, Pete happy, not happy. That ball is foul. How many times do you think he's heard that in his career? Pedro Feliz.
Oh, a couple of thousand.
Pete happy. Happy Pete.
Feliz.
For the love of Pete. Pete Moss.
One, 2 from Joe. That'll reach the seats. Two on, 2 outs, and a 1-2 count on Feliz, pinch hitting for Bastardo. .37th pitch of the inning. Misses.
Hey, speaking of St. Louis in the All-Star game, have they taken care of that crater outside of Busch Stadium that was like a lake?
Which is where the old stadium was, right? Part of the old stadium.
Right.
Beyond left field, left center. Got him to chase one in the dirt there.
Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll talk more about the All-Star game in Busch Stadium.
3 walks and 3 strikeouts in the inning for Joe Thatcher. Hey, let's get up and stretch here at Petco. For ceiling fans, go to Fan Diego. And tonight's Fan Diego fans of the game. 17,625, the paid crowd tonight at Petco Park on this Tuesday. And Chan Ho Park takes over for the Phillies.
Well, the numbers really don't jump out at you. The opponent's nearly hitting 300. The high ERA. And this is a great game for Chan Ho to get out there and kind of hone his skills and work on some things. But he's also one of those veteran guys that can be your swing man. Spot start here and there out of the bullpen, give you a couple innings in a game like this.
Eric Bruntlett stays in the game and takes over at third base. And first pitch swinging. Brian Giles, base hit right field. Hit number 5 for San Diego. Chan Ho Park, who began the season in the rotation, has made 7 starts. Now he makes his 4th relief appearance. Held off by Blanco. Henry is singled and fly to right. Looks at a strike. That is up high. Leading by 9. The Phillies do not hold Giles at first base. And that's chopped to the right side. That allows Howard to get to the ball, but it bounces off his mitt and into right field. Base hit for Blanco.
And as a runner at first base, Brian Giles, this is, first of all, you can't get hit with the baseball. Then you got to really get to second base because that's a force play. Really surprised Ryan Howard did not come up that one. His momentum was going the other way. He would have gone to second base for the force.
Two on, nobody out for shortstop Josh Wilson. He's been hit by a pitch and fly to center. So 6 innings for Bastardo, 1 run, 4 hits, a walk, 5 strikeouts. He threw 102 pitches, 63 for strikes in his major league debut. Howard giving chase. Out of room. You know, that's the crazy thing about baseball, man. And I say this, and I would love to see this score turned around. But if you'd gone into this game and said, okay, you got PV against a kid who's making his major league debut. One's going to go 1 inning, give up 4 runs. The other's going to go 6 and allow 1 run. Who's it going to be?
Yeah, PV's going to be the latter.
No brainer.
Yeah, absolutely. And another, take it a step further. Remember, we talked about in the pregame show the numbers. Jake Peavy pitching here at home.
Best home ERA of any pitcher in the National League coming into this one. Had to leave after an inning due to the flu tonight. It is 2-2 on Wilson. Reaching out, breaks his bat and hits it foul.
I thought that was going to be a thing. You know what a thing is?
Broken bat, base hit over the first baseman's head.
You just reach out. It's a ball, break the ball off the plate, and just throw your shillelagh out there and a little duck snort right over the first baseman's head for a thing.
That would be spelled Thhhaaang.
Thang.
How do you say that in Korean?
I don't know. Chan Ho's still getting up there above 90 now. Oh, a nice breaking ball.
Goes down to the inning. Wilson out looking. Come break the bank at Sequan Casino through June 15th for your share of $300,000 in cash. Pitcher spot due up, and Chris Burke will bat for San Diego. One inning for Thatcher, allowing 2 runs, and the 2-run shot by Ibanez. Here comes Howard. Burke fouls out. Giles began the inning with a base hit. Blanco followed with a base hit. It was 2 on, nobody out. Now it's 2 on, 2 outs. Top of the Friars order. Center fielder Tony Gwynn. Kicks to Ruiz's right in the runner's hold. Single to center in the 3rd. With Tony tonight. Off the outside corner.
How about Chan Ho Park right now? Pitched against Tony Gwynn Sr. Now he's pitching against Tony Gwynn Jr. Still in great shape. Still get up there about 92 miles an hour.
Full pitch walk to Gwynn. Loads the bases. Chan Ho Park, 35 years old. He'll turn 36 at the end of this month. Edgar Gonzalez will bat for Eckstein. So Eckstein finished after a 1-for-3 effort.
Chan Ho Park on the mound, bases loaded, grand slam time. Who do you think of?
Fernando Tatis.
Nice. Who did it twice in 1 inning. That is unbelievable.
Line into left field. There's a base hit. Giles will score. Blanco held up at third base. Pinch hit, RBI knock for Edgar. And it's a 10-2 game.
Remember you said how the Phillies not giving away at-bats? Well, I don't care if the score is 10-0, 10-10, whatever. Professional hitters come up to the plate with one thing in mind. Trying to hit the ball hard where it is pitched and not give away at-bats. Good at-bat by Edgar. Merry-go-round, 1 on, 1 off.
Well, one way to cut an 8-run lead in half. Standing at the plate. Adrian, who homered his last time up, has 1 career grand slam. He takes a strike. Adrian in the last inning. Off the starter Bastardo. Into the short porch and right. The fastball is inside.
10-6 wouldn't look so bad here, huh?
Be a game again, wouldn't it? A slam to get within slam range?
Absolutely.
3-1.
That looked like a changeup. Something funky out of the hand of Chan Ho Park. Maybe a split finger fastball, but not even close to go to 3-1.
High fly left field, angling into the corner of Ibanez, and it is missed in foul territory. Foul ball. Ibanez nearly came up with it.
It's a very catchable ball for Ibanez. I'm not saying he should have made the catch,
but it was catchable.
It was catchable. Oh, very catchable. I think he anticipated maybe the wall a little bit closer than it was when he made that leap.
Full count, 2 outs. Merry-go-round in effect. Clark steps off.
Oh. He had a good pitch to rip at. That one leaked right over the middle end.
Another 3-2 from Chan Ho Park. Check swing. He did not go. Ball 4 forces in a run, and it is 10-3. Adrian's 43rd run batted in.
You know what? I look at that last at bat. Adrian's showing some serious patience. He could have gotten froggy there during that at bat, you know, because there's ducks on the pond, right? There's at least 2 RBIs out there. Who knows? Maybe looking to put one out of the ballpark. Yeah, if you get a good pitch to rip at, and you know what, he may have gotten a call there. I think he actually went. But that's a good plate appearance from Adrian.
So now they're loaded for Headley. So 2 runs across here in the 7th off at Chan-Ho Park.
A little 2-out rally here. This is where the extra base hit comes into play. That's what the Padres need here.
Headley came into the game in the top of the 4th when Hairston left with a bicep strain after batting in the 3rd. 0-2. Chase's lone at bat of the night came in the 6th, and he popped out to the shortstop Rollins. Chad Durbin loosening for the Phillies. And that's line into left center. It's a base hit. Gwynn scoring, heading for the plate. Edgar. A 2-run single for Headley. Adrian to third. It has been a 4-run inning. It's 10-5.
Well, Headley was in the hole. He does a nice job of taking that ball the opposite way. Stays inside it nicely. A couple of runs come around to score, and Chase Headley lost his balance around first base. I don't know if you had a chance to get to second base. You want to play it safe here. You don't want to get thrown and kill the rally.
The 9th man to bat in the inning for the Friars is Kevin Kuzminoff. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Kuz has hit the ball hard 3 times tonight, but 0 for 3. Grounded out in the 2nd when he hit a hot shot back through the box that the pitcher Bastardo got a glove on to slow down. And Utley threw him out. Then he lined to center in the 4th and fly to deep left in the 6th. Each team has 8 hits, but the Phillies have the 5-run lead. Clark gets ahead of ball in 2 strikes. Chase one down in the dirt. Ruiz throws to first to complete the strikeout to win the inning. But the Padres do get 4 on 4 hits and strand a pair. At the end of 7, it's now Philadelphia 10, San Diego 5.
Hey fans, come see us battle the Diamondbacks Sunday, June 7th at 1:05. Get to the ballpark early and join us on the field for Padres Photo Day.
Take pictures of Scott Hairston, Kevin Kuzminoff, and all your favorite Padres at the Padres Photo Day presented by Sony. The fifth San Diego pitcher of the game is Clay Meredith. Makes his 21st relief appearance of the season. Edgar stays in to play second base. Top of the order for the Phils in the 8th, and Jimmy Rollins takes a strike. Base hit in the 2nd. He's also grounded out twice and fly to center, and it's 0-2. Bounced up the first baseline foul. Phillies with 4 in the first, 2 in the third, 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth. Led at 8-0 before an Adrian solo homer in the 6th. Phillies 2 in the 7th, Padres 4 in the bottom of the 7th. So a 10-5 game into the top of the 8th. Rollins, Victorino, and Utley in the Phillies 8th. Chops it over the mound. Wilson over to the first base side, gets it and throws him out. Wilson ranging far to his left to come up with that and throw out the speedy Jimmy Rollins. 1 away in the 8th.
Anytime he puts the ball in play on the ground, the high chopper. Oh, did you see that ball check up also on that second bounce? The ball changed direction, and Josh Wilson had to reach for that baseball to get to Speedy Rollins. It's a nice play. I'll give him a star on that one.
Nicely done by Josh. 1 out. Inside to Shane Victorino.
You know what's unbelievable? Once again, Mike Trussell, the angry statistician. Oh, here we go again.
This time Edgar. And an infield hit for Victorino.
Nothing you can do on that one. The angry one, Mike Trussell, who keeps pitch count, balls and strikes. Last inning in the 7th inning, Joe Thatcher threw 38 pitches. Chano Park threw 33. A total of 71 pitches total. It's a lot of pitches.
And 6 runs scored combined.
Hey, it happens.
Utley has walked twice. He is 0 for 2 with an RBI.
Now all we need to do is get Trussell a haircut and we'll be fine.
Shave wouldn't hurt either, you know.
Yeah, he's got the bad salad working. You know, with Meredith on the mound, you get a lot of those choppers. When that sinker's working, you get hitters that top that baseball and bounce up in the air, make it a tough play for infielders.
There goes Victorino, and a base hit right field for Utley. The Phils are not going to let their foot off the gas here.
No, that's a good point. That looked like a hit and run. The runner was in motion. You've got the first baseman Adrian Gonzalez holding on the runner, and big hole on the right side. And when you've got a superstar like Chase Utley who can wave that magic wand like he does, down and in, drops the head and finds that hole on the right side. And Victorino can just cruise on into third base. See, that's one thing also about this lineup for the Phillies. They were winning 10-1, right?
Mm-hmm. Saw that cut to 10-5.
Padres score 4 in the 7th. They want to get those runs back. They want to at least get 2 or 3 back.
Howard knocked in 2 in the first with a double. He has scored twice.
Yes, he did.
Confirmed by Bill Hahn at third.
Oh, if he hits that, it's a double.
Strike on the low outside edge, 0-2. Runners at the corners, 1 out in the Phillies' 8th, and a quick check on Utley. Did that hit him? It did. Yeah. And that will load the bases. Victorino will have to go back to third. They are loaded for Ibanez, who's already homered twice tonight. Hit 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 7th. You're looking at them both.
1 off a righty, 1 off a lefty, and Ibanez, serious power to all fields. One looked like he was in. The other one looked like it was more over the plate. The one more over the plate, taking it straight up the center of the diamond towards center field.
Double play ball. Edgar, Josh, Adrian, 4-6-3 ends the inning. Phil's come up empty in the 8th. Giles will lead off when we come back. Give him something he'll really flip for, like a new recliner from Jerome's. Enter for your chance to win the Jerome's Best Seat online at jeromes.com. When you pay the lowest price on your new furniture, that's Jerry's price. Chad Durbin takes over on the hill for the Phillies.
Well, pretty good numbers for the high area, 4.5, but opponents only hitting .221 off of Chad Durbin. At times, you can get a little erratic. He's got a nice little cushion here.
Jimmy the Fever and Tony Gwynn going over the notebook. Giles leading off, looks at ball 1 low. 10-5 Phillies, bottom of the 8th. Giles, Blanco, and Wilson due up. That's to first. Down on that is Howard.
Chad Durbin, a fastball, slider, a cutter, change, and a curveball. High 80s, low 90s. He was a setup guy last year. He threw a lot of innings.
87 and 2/3 innings last year. Led all National League relievers in innings pitched. In a career high 71 appearances. He had a nice year. 5-4, 2.87 ERA last year for Durbin.
87 innings as a reliever, led the league for relievers.
It did. Doesn't sound like a lot, does it?
No.
One ball, 2 strikes. Henry on his soft line to the second baseman Utley. 2 away in the 8th. Final game of this series coming up tomorrow night. Tune in for the pregame show brought to you by the Honda dealers of San Diego County. Visit your local dealer for the latest offers on all 2009 inventory. Chris Young will go tomorrow for San Diego against lefty J.A. Happ. For the Phillies, will make his 3rd start, 15th overall appearance. Hit by pitch in the 2nd, and since then he's flied to center and struck out.
Well, Ichiro got a hit tonight, extends his hitting streak to 26 games. But Randy Johnson going for his 300th, which that's tomorrow.
Durbin has a quick 3-up, 3-down inning. This game from Petco is going to go to the 9th with the Phillies leading by 5.
Hey kids, be at Petco Park when we take on the Diamondbacks Sunday, June 7th at 1:05, and get your own Padres photo frame.
Well, kids 14 and younger receive a Padres photo frame presented by Macy's. Get your tickets early and save at Padres.com. Into the 9th, Jason Worth leads off for the Phillies. Phillies have 10 runs on 10 hits. Padres 5 runs, 8 hits. In the right field, Brian Giles coasting. Second inning here for Clay Meredith. Bruntlett came in as a pinch hitter in the 7th, struck out and stayed in the game at third base.
Mentioned last inning that Randy Johnson's going to go for number 300 tomorrow
against Washington.
The team that drafted him, the Montreal Expos, but then moved to Washington. So that's kind of a story in itself, huh?
Yeah, Randy 4-4 on the year. That game at Washington. And the Nationals beat the Giants tonight 10-6.
Well, what a career he has had. 5 Cy Young Awards. Ranked second all-time in the strikeout list.
Little roller. Picked up by Meredith, and it's an infield hit for Bruntlett.
I don't think they were going to get Bruntlett there.
No way.
Even if Henry Blanco goes out and tries to circle around there. That was just a perfect swinging bunt. And those are the ones you hate. I mean, you're already losing 10-5. It's been all Phillies tonight. And then you have to deal with one of those. No fun.
Ruiz takes a first pitch strike. He walked in the 7th. Now, every Phillies starter tonight and last night has reached base with either a hit or a walk.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Check swing, foul.
Now, let me see if I can get this right. The Phillies have scored. There have been 4 innings tonight where the Phillies have scored at least 1 run or more where they've only gotten 1 hit.
Correct. Scored 2 in the 3rd on 1 hit. 2-run homer by Ibanez. This one to shallow right.
Double
Caught.
him up.
Throw to first base. Doubled him up. Bruntlett doubled off to win the inning. Last chance, though, coming for the Friars. It'll be the pitcher's spot, a pinch hitter, Gwynn and Edgar Gonzalez. Second double play turn by the Friars defense tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. It is time for our Cabot Woodstained legendary performance, which occurred on this date in 1982. Scott Thompson's ground ball off the glove of Tim Flannery, the only hit and Juan Eichelberger would allow in a 3-1 win over the Cubs. Cliff Floyd will pinch hit to begin the bottom of the ninth. 10-5 Philadelphia. Swinging at the first pitch and pops it up. Howard. One gone in the ninth. With Floyd in his second at bat of the season. He singled in the third, walked and scored in the seventh. Urban misses inside, 2-0. A loss would drop the Padres 2 under at 25 and 27. Bad news in LA is that the Dodgers have come back from 4 runs down and now lead Arizona 6-5 in the ninth. So if that score holds and this one holds, Friars would fall 10 games back. Phillies looking for their 5th straight win and a 2.5 game lead in the NL East. Three-two pitch. Late rip and a strikeout. Second one for Durbin. Padres down to their final out. See Adrian in the on-deck circle, who was involved in a controversial play in the ninth last night. Our Coors Light freeze cam. Pitch getting by. Ruiz's throw. And Rollins pushing him off the back.
Yeah, I thought, and we made this point last time, I thought Adrian was anchored with that right foot on the bag, and immediately Adrian stating his case.
Left side, Rollins from deep short to first up the line. And a base hit for Edgar keeps the game alive for San Diego. Edgar 2 for 2. That's going to give Adrian another shot.
What a nice play by Jimmy Rollins. And even though he was going away from the play, just a little fuzz on that throw across the diamond.
You know, getting back to last night with Rollins, what does he have to lose by trying that?
Absolutely nothing. Right.
You know, from a Padre perspective, you're like, oh, you feel a little cheated. But if you're a Philly fan, you're saying, hey, that's my guy.
Yep.
You know, he got us an out there. Fielder's indifference allows Edgar to go down to second. Big hack, no balls, 2 strikes. Padres down to their final strike. Two walks tonight for Adrian, one of them with the bases loaded in the 7th. And a solo homer in the 6th, so he has 2 runs batted in tonight, giving him 43 on the season. And a Major League leading 22 homers. Just off the outside corner. That drops low.
He's not biting on the changeup.
Full count. First base open, and the Phils have a 5-run lead. Will Chad Durbin challenge Adrian here at all? Phillies scored 4 in the first. Peavy had to leave this game after an inning due to the flu, so Padres have been playing from behind all night. Wow. 4 inside keeps this one going.
Yeah, I thought that ball was inside.
By an eyelash.
Yeah.
Third time that Adrian has walked tonight. That's 5 walks in this series in the 2 games for Adrian. Chase with a 2-run single in the 7th. Takes upstairs. Ruiz out for a visit with Chad Durbin. Ryan Madsen gets up.
That's something you hate to see. Even a guy getting up to heat up in the bullpen. You know, he's getting worn quickly, so you know, that adds to the pitch count. Getting a guy up, even if he's not used tonight.
He's using some bullets.
Sure.
Strike on the outside corner. Dodgers did beat Arizona 6-5. Padres again down to their final strike.
I think last time Chase was up, he was in the hole 0-2, wasn't he? Or 1-2, and he got a base knock, drove in 2.
Norman tried that back door. It was locked 2-2.
Very close, but clearly off the plate. Ruiz tries to frame that one.
Just a little below the knees, perhaps.
Below the knees, huh?
Full count. Edgar and Adrian will be off with the pitch. And loads the bases.
I think that's going to be all for Mr. Durbin.
That's going to get the tying run to the on-deck circle. Ruiz wants time to go out to the mound, maybe buying more time. Second walk of the inning, 5th handed out by Phil's pitching tonight. It looks like Durbin will indeed come out as Charlie Manuel now climbs the dugout steps.
This is exactly what the Phillies didn't want to do. If he makes the move, and he just signaled.
So Phil's pitching change brought to you by your San Diego Hyundai dealers, who offer 10-year 100,000-mile warranty and award-winning vehicles like the 2009 North American Car of the Year, the Hyundai Genesis. RCP Block and Brick, retaining walls, interlocking pavers, natural stone, everything for your hardscape needs. Create your dream yard today. Visit rcpblock.com. And with the tying run in the on-deck circle, this is a safe situation for Ryan Madson.
And Ryan Manson's got good stuff. He's got good numbers in those 25 in the third innings pitch. He has not given up a home run this year. I know in this situation, you're down to your last out. Bases are loaded. We know the story about Kevin Kuzminoff and the bases loaded. First pitch he ever saw in the big leagues off Edison Volquez.
Yeah.
Hit a grand slam, Jinx. Good sinker, good changeup from Madson, breaking ball.
Sharply to third, pick up though. Bruntlett to second for the force out to end the game. And the Phillies win it 10-5, and they've taken the first 2 games of this 3-game series. And the Phils win their 5th in a row. And the Padres dropped to 2 games under 500 at 25 and 27. Well, the Phillies win it by 5. We'll step aside for a few moments, come back and wrap it up from Petco Park after this.